What's happening? What's happening, people? Hey, listen. Listen. I'm doing a rare pink by Fuente. You know, I'm doing a rare pink by Fuente. This is a part of the Opus line. And very good, very has a little bit of pepper to it, got a little bit of kick to it, but it's smooth. And they have done a great way of putting those two together, because it's usually very difficult to blend something that is smooth and got body to it at the same time. So, everybody can't do that. Everybody cannot put themselves in a situation where they create a smoke where it gives you a boldness, but it is still smooth as all outside. I mean, I take my hats off to them. When a lighter finally came in, I ordered a lighter. My man reached out to me. He said, "Hey, man, you ought to try my company out with my lighter." And I said, "Hey, man, no problem. I definitely support people in that aspect." Really nice, heavy, lighter to the hand. It has your fuel gauge on the front. It also has a punch here that you can punch your cigars with. It also has a little holder, so when you sit your cigar down, you can actually rest it here while you're actually talking and having a conversation, whatever the situation may be. But it's a nice lighter. Great price point too. Great price point. Good, solid lighter. 3-flame lighter. I'm more a fan of single and 2-flame lighters. The reason why it doesn't use as much gas. It doesn't use as much of your butane. A lot of people that sit back and they got those 5 torch. Yeah, it's gonna get it lit. And sometimes you have a tendency to over torch your cigar when you have that much heat to it. Some of your best lights are going to be from a single flame or a dual flame, because it's going to be more specific, and you can start the round pattern and toasting before you even get to the puff. So the key is to toast your cigar, turn it. After you've done that, it creates a easier flow to get your cigar lit. And what you want to do is you want to make sure that the entire head of the bottom of the cigar, the part that you like, you want to make sure that is completely red fire all the way around. You don't want to scorch it too much on the edge. You just want to keep it right around the end of the cigar. You don't have to necessarily put the fire on it. You can let it get close enough to the point where it's there, and you just turn it. You turn it. You massage it. You turn it, because what you want to create, like I said, is a perfect breathing cigar. And sometimes you have to blow through it to kind of make sure that you level it out. Sometimes all we want to do is, especially if we hotboxing. If you hotbox a cigar, it will cascade on you. It will split on you. It will dry out. It will crack. It will do all these different type of things to you. That just come, because what you're doing is especially if you have a Connecticut blend cigar, you putting that kind of heat to that cigar is going to crack. the leaf is already thin. And by you putting that much heat to it, what you're doing is it's already paper thin. So what you have to do is you have to allow time for your lighter leaves to kind of like get into its own. It's gonna keep going because it's a light leaf. Some of your richer cigars, if it doesn't stay lit, that means that you have too much moisture in your humidor, because it won't stay lit. A lot of people always say proper humidity level is between 66, 68, maybe 70. If you have a tendency to go over 70 or 72, you stay up around 72, 75, 78, you got the possibility of creating beetles in your humidor. So what happens is that there are some cigars that have the larvae in it. And what will happen is that based upon based upon the heat index that you create in your humidor, if some of that tobacco has beetles in it, or the larva, it will hatch. And you'll see your cigar start to have little pinholes in them. They'll have little pinholes in them. And the best way to always identify whether or not you have beetles, cigar beetles, is take your cigar. If you see a bunch of like really, really fine powder in your humidor, 9 times out of 10 you probably got a cigar beetle. Look at your cigar, make sure that you don't have any like pinholes in them. That's another sign. And then you take your cigar and you take your hand and you just kind of dap it in. If you see a lot of loose tobacco in your hand, really, really fine, you have a beetle. And you want to get that beetle out of your humidor and hope that it doesn't take over your entire collection, because they'll go from cigar to cigar to cigar to cigar to cigar. So if your cigars come in cellophane, keep them in the cellophane. Don't take them out, unless you really truly are a person that goes by and make sure that every 45 days you're treating your humidor, you're watching your humidor. You want your humidor to produce plume. You want to have that richness from that cedar, Spanish cedar, that comes from your cigar. And if you're not that type of person that just sit back and let it air out and do this and do that, and you don't take care of it, by the time a beetle comes through there, they will wipe you out. They'll wipe all of your inventory out. And at that point, you won't have anything to smoke. So, what I'll say to you is that if you got any questions, if you have any concerns, anything that's regarding cigars, the culture, events, things that you want to know, holler at me. I want people to understand what it is that you're getting yourself involved with. Understand the beauty of it. That's what you want to look at. You want to look at the beauty of the cultures. Where did it come from? How it's developed, how it's grown, how it's made, how they put together the profiles to get it out there. How does these companies create something that we spend money on, and we literally know that it's an expensive hobby. So, for us, if you're gonna do it, do it. Smoke well, my friends. If you get opportunity to try this, you gotta try it. Get to it.